What's up, YouTube? It's Chris from Dullah here, and I got a really good story coming up for you guys. This one, honestly, I've been waiting to tell this story since I started this series. I'm super excited for this video, and honestly, the reason is because I think this is the moment when Shannon realized, like, oh shoot, this man is going to be my husband. This is the last relationship I'm going to be in. Boom. Like that's how important this story is. So I can't wait to tell you guys. So without further ado, let's roll the film. All right, so when we last left off, me and Shannon got fired, pretty much booted out of our apartment complex, and we decided to move in together. So, but before we moved in together, something really important happened that I'm going to explain to you guys right now. So, obviously, I told you guys about when I introduced Shannon to my mom, my little brother, and things of that nature. I'm sure I've introduced her to my friends and stuff at some point during this time. But I have family down here in North Carolina that I wanted to introduce her to. So I had my older cousins, one of which his name is Jawar, or Jay, as a lot of people call him out here. It was really important for me to introduce Shannon to him and the rest of my cousins too, because those guys, we grew up together, we're extremely close, and we're almost like brothers. So I really wanted her to meet him and his family because I was extremely close. I still am extremely close to them. So we came up with an idea of or plans to go out to Charlotte, 'cause that's what they were saying at the time, and hang out with them at Carowinds. So Carowinds is a big theme park out here in Charlotte. So we came out here to Carowinds, and we were having a blast. She instantly clicked real well with my family, and which was good, because I really wanted her to meet them and vibe well with them, and so they can see, how amazing she was, and that I wasn't crazy for trying to move in with her so quick. So, that day, man, I remember was so fun, from start to finish. And, my cousin, he's, in his mind, he's the greatest basketball player to never make it to the league.
Let it rain! Nice. Let it rain!
And they had a three-point contest there at the Carowinds. I don't know if it's still there, but I know they had it then, and I beat him. I beat him in the three-point contest, and I will remember that forever. I don't care if he doesn't remember it. If you're watching, remember I beat you in the three-point contest. So, that's how good the day was going. And, we're hopping on all these rides, having fun, doing our thing. And so we get to this one roller coaster, and I don't think I told you the date. The date was September 8th when this is all going down, September 8th. So about a little less than a month before we actually moved in. But going back to my train of thought. So we get to this one roller coaster, and I cannot remember the name of it, which one it was, but I want to say it was one of those roller coasters that like tilt you forward, almost like you're trying to make you seem like you're flying or something. I think that's the one that it was. If you guys know any of the roller coasters in Carowinds, comment below, let me know, see if you can jog my memory on which one it is. But, so we go on the roller coaster, and Shannon, she has like these little shorts on. She doesn't really have pockets or deep pockets. So she has her phone, which is brand new. Her last phone was completely shattered. So she has a brand new phone with a case and everything. So she hands me her phone and says, hey, hold my phone while we get on the ride. So I put her phone in my left pocket with my keys, and I keep my phone in my right pocket, so that's what I did. So We're going through the roller coaster, going through the loops, we're going crazy. And then all of a sudden I start feeling something, feel like it's kind of shifting in my left pocket. So I'm like, what the heck is that? And then as I'm feeling that and about to reach for my left pocket, my right pocket is getting that same feeling, that same like shifting feeling. So I was like, slapped down on my right pocket, and I caught my phone literally halfway out of my pocket. Mid-ride, I caught my phone. So at that same time, I'm slapping my left pocket because I'm like, well, shoot, that feeling was my phone sliding out. Then, maybe on the other side it's the same thing. So I'm slapping both my pockets. I stuffed my phone back in my pocket, and I realized that everything in my left pocket is gone. Her phone, the car keys, house keys, everything is all gone. It's not in my pocket anymore. And I'm sitting there freaking out. So the ride is going, we're going loop, 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 and I'm sitting here like this. It's freaking out. I'm no longer excited. She's next to me having the time of her life. I'm dying inside because I don't know what I'm going to do. And I know she's going to be pissed because, she's one of those people who just takes pictures of everything, records everything. Phone is her lifeline. Everything is in there. She trusted me with her phone, and I lost it. So I'm like, God damn! And I'm also thinking, how the hell are we gonna get back to Greensboro without my car keys? So I'm like, I'm freaking out. And so the ride finally gets to a point where it's kind of like just kind of creeping up, trying to get back to the starting point. And I turned to her and I said, babe, I lost your phone. Your phone fell out of my pocket. And she's like laughing, smiling. She's like, you're joking with me, right? No, I'm not joking. I lost your phone and my keys. It all fell out of my pocket. And her face just instantly changes, and I could tell she's super pissed off.
For real? Damn!
And like for a moment, she's pissed at me, but at the same time, she knows I didn't just take her phone and chuck it out of my pocket. I didn't do it on purpose. So then now she's just mad at the situation. She's just pissed off. And, she was like, did your phone fall? And I'm like, no, I caught it the last second. And she's like, caught your phone. Can't catch my phone. So that's the type of energy she was throwing off at me. So I was just like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a horrible night. So this was at about like 8 o'clock or so. We're getting off the ride, and, we're trying to figure out, what the heck we're going to do, where we're going to look for it, where could it be. So as we're walking off, somebody says, hey, I heard you guys' conversation, your keys and stuff out of your pocket. Is that your keys? And I look up, and it's like this kind of net that's over top of the walkway, I guess, just in case things fall from the roller coaster. It's there to catch it, and there it is right there, my Nissan keys. So it was actually just the key fob. All the rest, like the house keys and the battery and everything, was all out of it. It was just the key fob. So I was able to kind of jump up and slap it down till it got to the end of the little overhang area and get the key fob back. So I looked around and I seen down the ground the little key portion that sticks into the key fob. I found that, which was connected to all the rest of my keys. And then not too far away from that was the battery. So it just kind of fell and exploded all over the place. So I was able to piece it back together and get it to where it would actually work. So that's good. So I found the keys. So now, we're like, okay, everything had to have fallen out of my pocket at the same time. The keys were deeper into my pocket. So the phone has to be somewhere in this vicinity. It has to be somewhere around here. It can't be far. So we're looking around the walkway, looking around. Finally, we look into the gated area, which is underneath the roller coaster. And we see her phone laying face down. And, it's not like her case was like some crazy good case. This was just a standard cell phone case. And so I'm like already thinking the worst. Like that phone is probably demolished. There's no way that it's still working. But, we need to see. We can't tell. It's face down. So we get to one of the ride people and say, hey, her phone fell out of my pocket. It's right there inside the gate. Can you go grab it for us? And they're like, no, sorry, while the ride is moving, we can't, while the ride is, active, we can't go beyond this point type of deal. So we're like, okay, in the middle, when the ride is getting set up and they're sitting people down, can you go grab it then? No, sorry, you guys, we can't go there until the park is closed. So I was like, okay, how about this? How about you just let me go and get it? I'll sign a waiver or whatever you need me to do. I just need to get her phone so we can enjoy the last little bit of time that we have at this park. And they were like, no, sorry, nobody's allowed in this area. It's restricted until the park is closed. So, we literally had to sit there. I think the park closed at like 9. I don't think it closed at 10. I think it was like 9 o'clock or something like that. So, we're sitting there. We literally had to just sit there and wait for like an hour and a half before they closed, shut down the ride, and finally go get the phone. And I mean, really, the move was completely done. There was no more getting on rides, enjoying the time. It was, we're going to sit here and watch this phone and make sure it doesn't grow legs and move. And we're just going to sit here and wait till the park closed. That was all we did.
1 hour later.
So as soon as the park closed, we went back up to the people, let them know, hey, can you get the phone? So it took them about 30 minutes to do whatever they were doing. And finally they came, grabbed the phone, handed it to us. So the phone was off and the screen was just completely shattered. It was done, it was shattered. But you can tell that the phone still worked because if you hit the on button, it was an Apple, it was an iPhone. If you hit the button to turn it on, the screen lit up. Now you couldn't see anything in the screen, you couldn't interact with the screen at all, but the screen lit up. So we're like, okay, so the phone still functions, the screen is just destroyed. So maybe we could just repair it because Shannon was one of those people that she did not want to get the insurance or warranty on anything. If it cost extra, she didn't want it. So of course she did not have insurance on her phone. So, trying to get it fixed, we had to either take it to the Apple, the Apple store, and they would have to send it away, or we could take it to one of these little cell phone repair shops and they charge us, however much they charge us, or we could fix it ourselves. Those were the options that we had. While we were still at the park, once I see that her phone is completely destroyed and everything like that, I feel terrible. So, I tell her, like, all right, listen, I have a work phone, I have a way to communicate with anybody who I need to communicate and do whatever I need to do. Here's my phone. You can take my phone is yours until we get your phone fixed. So we're at the park. I have no time to prep and delete things, wipe pictures off or do this, do that, tell people, hey, don't text me. I got my girl's got my phone type of deal. I have no time to do any of that. It's just, we're at the park, her phone is shattered. Before we leave, I said, here's my phone. My phone is yours. My phone is yours. Here's a password. You put your own password in, whatever you want to do. Put your thumb on there. You add the fingerprint, whatever. The phone is yours for however long it takes us to fix your phone. And she was just like taken back, like, what? Because, I mean, at that time, especially, it was like unheard of. Like, I think that was like the height of don't let your girl get the passcode to your phone type jokes. Like, you just didn't do that. But I didn't have anything to worry about because that first week that me and her were dating, I pretty much just cleared the board out, wiped out the whole roster and was just like, I'm only focused on her and that's it. Told everybody else, like, listen, it's not going to work. It's not you, it's me, whatever I did, but I made sure that I was only focused on Shannon. She was the only woman I was talking to at that point. So by this time, this is like a month and a half later. And so, it didn't matter to me. I could give her my phone. I had nothing to hide in my phone. So, that was big for her because, the past relationships that she had wasn't a whole lot of trust and things of that nature. So for me to feel comfortable enough to give her my phone and her to know that she can trust me at the drop of a dime and know that there's nothing I'm doing wrong and I can give her my phone to prove it, that was big. That was big for her. So, it was big for me too. But I didn't think anything of it because, again, Shannon was the only one I was worried about. I had nothing to hide, and it was the right thing to do because she needed a phone to communicate with people. So, and by this time, she's actually unemployed. She had already gotten fired from the apartment complex. So she's just at the crib all day, all night. You know, what's she going to do without a phone? So I had to give her my phone. So anyway, fast forward to what we're going to do about her phone. So first we went to the Apple store, I think, and I think they were trying to charge some ridiculous amount, and they wanted to send the phone off and do this and do that. So we didn't want to do that. We went to the mall and we're talking to a couple of different cell phone repair shops, and they were like, oh, it's going to be $100+, whatever it was going to be. And so Shannon, like the researcher that she is, she went online and was looking up, you know, Apple or iPhone screen repair kits and stuff like that, and looked it up on YouTube. And she was like, listen, we can just buy it on Amazon, since I have Amazon anyway, Amazon Prime. So she was like, we could just order a replacement screen and repair kit on Amazon for like half the price of what the cell phone repair shops are charging. And we could just go on YouTube, follow the directions, and do it ourselves. Of course, I didn't know this back then, but ourselves means myself, me. So I would be the one to repair her phone. So I was just like, yeah, sure, whatever. You know, let's do that. That sounds good to me. Cheaper option. Let's do it. I mean, how hard can it be? So finally, the screen comes in. So I think this was like a 2-week process because it wasn't on Prime. So I had to wait for it to actually ship. So I think this was like a 2-week process. She has my phone this entire time, and you know, my friends are texting me like,
Yeah, baby. What is it doing, baby?
you know, and then everybody else is like, yo, don't let her tell none of the other wives that you just gave up your phone. They're going to be asking us for our passcode. You messing up the game, you know, that kind of thing. So that I was taking a lot of heat for that. But anyway, so it was like a 2-week period. She had my phone the whole time. And obviously there were no issues. But there was a few people on Instagram that she just decided to unfollow for whatever reason.
We're going to start the meeting at $8,000.
So the screen repair kit comes in, and I'm like, all right, cool. YouTube video, 15 minutes. No big deal. I'm going to knock this out. What, 20 minutes? How hard can it be?
Eternity later.
4 hours. 4 hours. 4 hours it took me to take that screen off, take every little tiny little screw, little tiny screw, and little here, little there, and I had to freaking map it out. So I had to get like a sheet of paper and draw like a fake phone and map out where each screw went, because if you put it in wrong, you can just destroy the new screen that you just bought. So I had to put it in this precise location of where I had to put it back when I installed the new screen. So I did all that. It took me literally 4 hours to do that. But I did it. The phone worked perfectly. Everything was fine. Nothing was jacked up with the phone. After like a year or so, the battery started really messing up and her phone just started dying really, really quick. But I think that almost happens to every iPhone after a while. But all in all, for it to fall from whatever height it fell from and come crashing down, and all that was messed up was just the screen, that I think that was like impressive. So I don't know. Either it's the make of the iPhone or it's the case. I don't know, but that's pretty good. But yeah, so that intro that you guys see when these videos start, that first picture is from that day. It is from the day in Carowinds. And I think the reason why she says the moment that I knew he was the one is because, again, you know, trust was big for us both, but especially for her. And for me to trust her with my phone, and for her to show her that she can trust me enough to where she has access, full access to my phone day and night, can look all through it if she wants to, it doesn't matter to me. To know that she, that trust level is there, I think that's what made her say, wow, this is the man I've been waiting for. This is what I've wanted this whole entire time. It's finally here. Someone who I can trust, who loves me and cares for me. That was big. So, that's, I guess in a way, that is the meaning behind that photo, behind that saying, behind all of it. And honestly, I feel like that moment is when, again, like I said in the intro, that moment is when Shannon realized that I was the last man that she was going to be with. I was going to be her husband, and that's it. I think that is when she officially fell in love with me. I can't say for sure because, again, we said I love you at some point. I felt like it was much quicker than that. So I really believe that we said I love you to each other prior to that day. But I think that is when it was really like real, if that makes sense. But yeah, so that's the story. I kind of tried to speed it up as quickly as I could and kind of get straight to the point. So I hope this video isn't too ridiculously long. Thank you for everybody who stayed and watched the entire thing to the end. So I really appreciate it. I really appreciate anybody that tunes in just to hear about this story because I love telling this stuff. So stay tuned for the next video. Hit the bell notification so that you make sure that you guys get any notifications for whenever I post these videos. And like, share, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. See you.